Hi everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Welcome back to GS Tech Park. In GS Tech Park, we are going to discuss about the amendments which are applicable for September, September 2025 examination. So it is applicable to you. So many of the amendments which are there for your examination, we have discussed that in the classroom. So now any extra amendments which are there, no, that we are going to discuss here. Uh, there may be a chance where I might have skipped some of the amendments in the classroom. That's why I don't want to take a chance. So, my students, you have to get the complete knowledge before you go to the exam hall. That's why this revision or not revision series, it is amendments revision series. Okay, this is amendment series basically. Before we go into the specific amendments, I would like to take you through the study guidelines for the September 2025 examinations. People, don't worry. This guideline we have discussed in the classroom. Entire guideline is done in the classroom. I'll just take 2-3 minutes to discuss this. Okay. Only 2-3 minutes here. Don't worry at all. This guideline, it is available in the BOS knowledge portal. So I go to intermediate. This guideline is specifically meant for the goods and service tax. That means that entire tab is for GST Park. Okay. So I click here. So this is the guideline. Sir, what does this guideline say? Very simple guideline it is. They have told about some of the exclusions from the your examination. Okay, some of the exclusions. See, the provisions of CGST Act 2017 and IGST Act 2017 as amended by the Finance Act 2024, including the significant notifications and circulars issued and other legislative amendments made which have become effective up to 28 to 2025 are applicable for September examination. So, what is the crux? Simple point. Any amendment which has happened till 28 to 2025 is applicable for your examination. Ashte. What does the first point say? This first point says that any amendment and notification up to 28 to 2025. That means 28th February 2025 tak, whatever the notification has come, that is applicable for your examination. Don't worry, we are going to discuss about all these notifications, especially applicable to your syllabus. If that notification is suitable for your syllabus, then that is there. Otherwise, it is not there. That is first point. Clear? Now, the second point, they have told us the study guidelines given below specify the exclusions from the syllabus for September 2025 examination. What are the exclusions which are not there in your syllabus? That we are going to discuss here. First one is from charge chapter, chapter number 5. In our syllabus or in our material, it is fifth chapter. Charge of GST say, you remember that I used to tell you the rate of goods. Tax rate on goods, you don't have to remember. Tax rate on services, you don't have to remember. For example, what is the tax rate on mouse? Not required. What is the tax rate on pen? Not required. What is the tax rate on calculator? What is the tax rate on building? Sir, building is basically not a good, sir. True, true. I'm just giving you the example. And all this, you don't have to remember the tax rates, not required, except in case of section number 10. You remember 1% on TOT, 5% on TOT, 1% on TAT, Mr. T, manufacturer, restaurant, and trader. Okay, that is required. 3% plus 3% on exclusive supplier of service. That is also required. All these are required, but remember, any other tax not required. Same applicable for IGST. On goods and on services, any rate is not required. And here, categories of supply of goods. Remember, under section number 9, subsection 3, recall. What was there in section number 9, subsection 3? That is glance government. Sorry, not glance, glass. Glass government, plus one story was there. No, all these are services. You remember, all these are services. And I had told you that goods which are liable under RCM is not there in your syllabus. Goods which are liable under RCM is not there in your syllabus, so you can completely ignore. Don't worry, we have discussed this in the classroom. Next one, exemption from tax. In exemption chapter, remember that many exemptions were there, for example, on charitable institutions, exemption on agriculture, exemption on government services, exemption on education services. All these were there. So sorry. Okay. Remember that all these were there. All these are services. People, all these are services. So, exemption on goods is not there in syllabus. That is explained here. Exemption for supply of goods are not there in your syllabus. That we have discussed in the classroom. Okay, next one. In case of place of supply, you remember that section number 10, 11, 12, 13. Four sections are there in your exam for your examination. No, we have only two sections. Section number 10 and section number 12. Section number 10 and 12 are there in your syllabus. 13 and 11 and 13 are not there in your syllabus. Section number 10, that is place of supply in case of goods where supplier as well as recipient both are in India. Section number 12, in case of services where the supplier and recipient both are there in India. If one is outside India for goods, section number 11, that is not there in syllabus. If one is outside India in case of service, section number 13, that is also not there in your syllabus. That is explained here. See, place of supply of goods imported into or exported. Section number 11. Place of supply for services where the location of supplier or location of recipient outside India. That is not there in your syllabus. We have discussed this. And some extra points are also given, which is there in your CA finals. Section number 14 under IGST Act. Section number 14 under IGST Act, not there in syllabus. Refund of integrated tax for the tourist leaving India, that is also not there in your syllabus. Provision relating to the actionable claims, specified actionable claims, that is also not there in syllabus, which is not there, not required. We have not discussed about this in the classroom. Don't worry. Basic concepts of time of supply. Remember, there are two sections which we discuss about time of supply, section number 12 and section number 13. Correct? Section number 12 and section number 13. These two are the sections that we discussed in the classroom. Section number 12 for time of supply in case of goods. Section number 13 for time of supply in case of service. Section number 14 was not there in syllabus. I told you, section number 14 is not there in syllabus. That is provision relating to the change in the rate of tax in respect of the supply of the goods or services. That is not there in the syllabus. Next one, the basic concepts of the value of supply. Remember that value of supply may we have section number 15, subsection 1, 15.2, 15.3. 1, that is transaction value is value of supply. Section number 15.2, inclusions. Section number 15.3, exclusions. Section number 15.4, little bit was there, and I told you there are many rules which are not there in your syllabus, excluded. It is not there in syllabus. And lastly, basic concepts of input tax credit. So input tax credit mein, we had discussed about section number 17, subsection 1. Open the book. Section number 17, subsection 1, that is apportionment of credit for business and non-business. Section number 17.1 it is. Section number 17, subsection 2, apportionment of credit between exempt and taxable and zero-rated supplies. That is section number 17, subsection 2. Section number 17, subsection 3, what is exempt supply for the purpose of section number 17, subsection 2? Exempt supplies. Explanation of exempt supplies. You remember section number 17, subsection 4 is not there in syllabus. I had told you section number 17, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. Section number 17, 5. What is section number 17.4? That is excluded, that is given here. Claim of credit by banking company. I had told you 50% and other 50% is not available for the banking companies. If you remember, you remember. Otherwise, not required. Bad, bidi. Next, manner of determination of input tax credit for ISD, input service providers, input service distributors. That is also not there in syllabus. Sorry. This is rule number 42 and 43. More about this, you'll study in CA finals. So we have not discussed about this, and I told you what is the manner of apportionment of the credit for capital goods or maybe for other goods, not there in syllabus, not required. ISD, sorry, job worker. This is for job worker. Section number 19. Remember that section number 16, 17, 18 is there in ITC chapter. If you want, you can check it now. Pause the video and check. Section number 16, 17, 18 we have discussed in the syllabus. We did not discuss about section number 19, 20, 21. 22 onwards registration it is. 19, 20, 21 is not there. That is explained here. Job worker, ISD, recovery of the credit, manner of reversal, all these things. Not there in the syllabus. We have not discussed. Nahi chahiye. So specified rate of computing the tax payable under composition is there. Example, remember Mr. T, 1% on tot, 5% on tot, 1% on tat. Okay, that is explained. And any other things which are not there in the syllabus, don't worry about that. That is not there. So that is explained in this entire para. So if you have some time, you just go through that. Okay. So this is about the study guidelines. Study guidelines. Okay. And one more important point here, the box may given, entire content included in the October 2024 edition, whatever there in October 2024 edition, that means your previous book, that edition, and statutory update for September examination shall alone be relevant for the said examination. That means any book that you have which is not October edition, say it should be written on the book that October edition or after that. If you have a textbook which is not October edition or prior to that, October 2024 edition, prior to that, if any book which is prior to October 2024 edition, then please throw it. Okay, so you have to get the new book required. Okay. So alone be relevant for the said examination. The amendments in the GST law made after the issuance of the study material to be extent covered in the statutory update. So you can go to directly statutory update. Okay. So this is about the study guideline. Now we will go to amendments. Before that, first, see. Okay, a second. I'll just clear the drawings. And I'll go to BOS. Home. Now, see, I just want to tell you something. Study material. I click on study material first. Intermediate, English medium. In this, taxation, can you see here? Section B, goods and service tax applicable for May 25. Already over. September 25 and January 26. So this book, if you click on this, that is applicable till January 2026 exam. Okay. Now I click on this. Module 1. First module. I click on first module. So I'll go to supply under GST. First chapter, supply under GST. We have covered in our classroom, we have covered all the amendments. I am very sure that we have covered all the amendments which are applicable for supply chapter. Okay. There are no specific amendments which are newly added for September examination. So don't worry about the amendment for the supply chapter. What is given in this book that we have discussed in the classroom. Only 2-3 amendments were there. Let me show you where it is given in your book. Okay. See, the first page may there are no amendments. See, if you get some amendments, no, that will be written in bold letter. Okay, not bold letter. What is it? Highlighted one. Okay. Yeah, bold letter. It is given in the bold letter. So we have discussed just to revise. Okay. Revision, we will do the revision also. Here they discussed about the taxable event. What is taxable event in GST? Taxable event is supply. They mentioned about the supply here. Earlier, what was there? What is there now? That is the supply that they discussed. Relevant definition may goods. What is the meaning of goods? What is the meaning of service? Who is principal? And competent authority means what? Family. You remember family? spouse and children, anyhow family, and any other parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, wholly or mainly dependent. So they might have given this in the board letter, but it is not the amendment, it was there earlier. Government means what? Local authority means what? What is consideration? If the consideration is paid, what is consideration? Anything in return. Not anything, something in return. That is consideration, can be in the form of goods, services, or any other thing that we discussed in the classroom. Actionable claim also, manufacturer as well. Money means anything which is considered as money by the RBI. Taxable supply means was taxable territory. Here comes the first amendment, that is supplier. So, in relation to any goods or service or both, shall mean the person supplying the goods, supplying the said goods or services or both, shall include an agent as well. That guy is supplier. The one who is supplying the goods and services, that guy is supplier. However, a person who organizes or arranges directly or indirectly supply of specified actionable claims. You remember that actionable claims, which are 6 actionable claims. Jilebi, CHO, Jilebi Chor. Earlier, only Jilebi was there. What is Jilebi? Gambling, lottery, betting. Earlier, only 3 was there. Now, in the previous amendment, not this September wala amendment, we have discussed about Chor also in the classroom. CHO, casino, horse racing, and online money giving. These 6 items. So they are talking about the 3 extra added, the specified actionable claims, including a person who owns or operate or manages the digital electronic platform for such supply shall be deemed to be the supplier of such actionable claims. That means that horse racing, online money gaming, or betting, gambling, if a person is doing that business, he is also supplier. So that is the amendment which is given. It's of no use actually. For your examination point of view, it's of no use. But keep this in mind. A person who arranges betting, gambling, lottery, casino, horse racing, online money gaming, including electronic platform. Now, example, Rummy Circle. They are arranging a platform so that you can uh, do that activity there. So that platform is also supplied. So that is explained in that amendment. Nothing extra, simple one. You read it, you'll understand. Any other amendments, sir? New amendments has come? No. So we have discussed about section number 7, 8, 7 and 8, schedule 1, 2, 3. There are no amendments. It looks like a bold letter may given, sir. It's not amendment. We have discussed this in the classroom. Okay. Pause and read that. You will get to know. Section number 7, subsection 1A, that is all forms, DSLR belt. 1AA, that was not the amendment because you don't find it in the bold letter. We have discussed this. Okay. B, importation of service. Section 7(1)B, importation of service for a consideration whether or in the course or furtherance of the business. Whether or not in the course or furtherance of the business. Next one, activities. Section number 7(1)C, activities. 7(1)A, whether it is supply of goods or supply of service. 7(2), notwithstanding anything contained. You remember schedule 3, that is about schedule 3. And B, that is about liquor license and 243G and 243W. Okay, so these are, there is no amendment here. Such amendments, you cannot see any amendments here. That is the explanation. After that, you have many explanations here. I think there is no amendment. They explained about the goods and what is the business, forms of supply, what is sale, transfer, what is barter and exchange, and license, lease, nothing. So nowhere you find the amendment here. I'm just giving you the proof, people. Okay, there is no amendments here. Jilebi Chor that we discussed already. Where is that Jilebi Chor? That is the amendment actually that we have discussed in the classroom. I'm just trying to search. Okay. So total 98 pages are there. Nowhere you find any amendments in this. Whatever we have discussed in the classroom, all these enough. I'm just trying to show that Jilebi Chor ka amendment. See, this is the amendment. Can you see here? Bold letter mate is written. However, this para of Schedule 3 specifically excludes actionable claims other than the specified actionable claims. Which are those specified actionable claims? That is the amendment. Betting, casino, gambling, horse racing, lottery, and online money gaming. So that is the amendment which was there in the previous examination. So they went on giving what is online money gaming, online gaming. All these are there in your study material, even. Ashte, I'll go to the last page. They must have summarized what are the amendments. See, this is one more amendment which was there. You remember that about the cinema hall, we discussed about cinema hall. Now, just to brief you, in case of cinema hall, there can be two cases. There are two chances. Cinema hall give you the ticket plus popcorn. If they give ticket plus popcorn, then the tax, sir, this is considered as supply of cinema or popcorn. This is considered as supply of cinema. Composite supply it is. Popcorn and cinema. Composite supply. If it is in one bill, then it is composite supply. If you get only ticket, after entering that cinema hall, you purchase any popcorn, then that is separately taxed. Okay. So if you pay amount, for example, you paid 500 rupees for which you got one ticket plus popcorn, then what is the tax rate for popcorn? Not 5%. Tax rate for popcorn is 18% because it is composite supply. Principal supply is film. Principal supply is film, and that is the other one is ancillary supply. So that is explained in this. We have discussed this in the classroom. Very simple. Again, one more time, I'll try to summarize that. First one, that is the cinema hall. You go to cinema hall, you get the ticket with the popcorn. If you get the ticket with the popcorn, then on popcorn also 18%. Case scenario 2, cinema hall, you just get the ticket and you purchase popcorn separately. Then ticket ke liye 18%, popcorn ke liye 5%. So this is mentioned in that point. Ashti. So betray, there is no other amendment in this. Okay. Supply chapter clear. Only two things you need to remember. Is there any other? Wait, 1 second. No. Actually, there was one more. I'll tell you. Okay. Not there. Okay. So there is one more amendment. There was one more amendment that is not given in this material. This material mate is not there. That amendment is now subsidiary company. Holding company is there, subsidiary company is there. Holding company is holding more than 50% or 51% of the shares of the subsidiary company. That means holding is controlling subsidiary company by giving some suggestion to subsidiary company. Holding company is doing a favor to subsidiary company. Don't you think this is the service given by holding company to subsidiary company? That means holding company is giving supply to subsidiary company. Subsidiary company has to pay the GST to the holding company now. That was the doubt. Again, you understood my doubt. Holding company is holding one subsidiary company. Subsidiary company is getting all the suggestions from the holding company. So they are doing well in their business. Don't you think this suggestion given by the holding company to subsidiary company is a service? No. Government says that no, that is not the service. It is not the supply. Finish. Holding company, just by holding the shares in subsidiary company, it will not be considered as supply. Sir, where these amendments are given, you need to go to the amendments. I'll go to home. Here you can see the amendments and developments. I click on amendments and developments. CA intermediate. B. This is for January and this is for September. So first we will click on January. January amendment. See here, supply under GST. Did we discuss about specified? Betting, gambling, lottery was there earlier. Now they made it as the specified actionable claim. That specified actionable claims are Jilebi Chor, Ashte, Vishya. And they went on explaining what is online money gaming, virtual online gaming is what, all these things which we discussed in the classroom. And supply of food and beverages in cinema hall, just now we discussed about this. Uske baad, the clarification on liability to pay the GST in respect of the warranty replacement of the parts and repair services during the warranty period. We will discuss about this. Wait. उसके बाद clarification on taxability of shares held in the subsidiary company by holding company. Clarification on taxability of shares held in a subsidiary company by holding company. Just now we discussed about this. So it is clarified that the securities are considered neither as goods or services. You remember this? Anything other than money, securities. That is neither considered as goods nor as service. Still, there was one confusion. So, therefore, the activity of holding the share of the subsidiary company by holding company per se cannot be treated as supply of service. That is not supply of service. Okay. Now the question is, wait, I'll take it to the books. Now here, there are some clarifications regarding the warranty in respect of warranty and replacement. There are some clarifications. Issue number one. See, there are cases where original equipment manufacturer offers warranty for the goods supplied by him to the customer. Correct? Example, I am the producer of this calculator and I will give the warranty. You are the buyer. So I give the warranty. Okay. I am the manufacturer. Now, example, I am the owner of Casio company and I give you this. You are the customer. You are the direct customer. I sold this to you through a middleman. See, this is me, the manufacturer, and there is one retailer, and you are the customer. Manufacturer gave this Casio calculator to the retailer. Retailer sold this to the customer. Okay, clear. And provide the replacement of the parts. That warranty is given by whom? Actually, manufacturer, not the retailer. Correct. Continue. To the customer during the warranty period without separately charging any consideration. That means if that calculator is not working, then you give it to the retailer, retailer gives it to the manufacturer. So manufacturer should repair this without taking any money. Clear? Whether GST would be payable on such replacement of the parts or supply of repair services without any consideration. This is about Schedule 1. Now manufacturer put the replace that part and give it to you. Okay. The manufacturer will replace the part and give it to you. Now that replaced part, on that, is there any GST is applicable? Answer is answer here. Clarification. Why? Because sir, permanent transfer or disposal of the asset on which ITC is availed. If ITC is availed, then yes, this amounts to supply. If ITC is not availed, this will not amount to supply. So the value of original supply of the goods by the manufacturer to the customer includes the likely cost of the replacement of the parts and or repair services to be incurred during the warranty period, on which tax would have already been paid at the time of the original supply. See, whenever the calculator is given, at that time you paid for the warranty as well. Okay. As such, where the manufacturer provides the replacement of the parts and or repair services to the customer during the warranty period without separately charging any consideration at the time of such replacement or repair services, no further GST is chargeable. From customer, I cannot charge the GST. But do I need to pay that? However, if any additional consideration is charged, if I charge 100 rupees extra, then on that I need to collect the GST and I'll pay to the government. Okay, this is one point. Sir, what if I have manufacturer, I have replaced one part now. Display of the calculator is gone. I will replace the display and I will give it to you free of cost. But on that display, I purchased it from someone for which I have to pay the GST. No, I have taken ITC. I gave it to you. I have taken ITC and I gave it to you. ITC on those goods which are disposed. If it is taken, then I have to consider it as deemed supply. If ITC is taken, then I have to consider it as deemed supply. Okay. Issue number 2, whether the GST would be payable on replacement of the parts or repair services provided by the distributor without any consideration. Just now I explained about this. See, there may be an instance where a distributor of a company provides replacement of the parts to the customer as part of the warranty on behalf of the manufacturer, and no separate consideration is charged by that distributor, not by the manufacturer, by the distributor, middleman. So charged by such distributor in respect of the said replacement. In such cases, as no consideration is being charged by the distributor from the customer, no GST would be payable. GST is not there because the distributor, middleman, gave this to the customer and he did not collect any amount. No, he did not collect any amount on that. That's why there is no GST. However, if any additional consideration is charged, then there is GST. See, if manufacturer gives it to the customer or distributor gives it to the customer is not paying anything. No, that's why there is no GST. One more point. In the above scenario, where the distributor provides replacement of the parts to the customer as part of the warranty on behalf of the manufacturer, actually manufacturer should give it. Distributor gave it to the customer. Manufacturer, see, there is manufacturer, there is distributor, and there is customer. Customer asks for replacement. Actually, manufacturer should give it, but distributor gave it. Later, he will collect. Later, distributor will collect this from the manufacturer. Now there is GST. Now GST would be payable. Ashte Vishya. Very simple point. Correct? Okay. See, there may be a case where the distributor raises the requisition to the manufacturer for the parts to be replaced by him under any warranty. See, that they have explained it again. People not required. You read it, samajh mein aa jayega. Okay. What if distributor replaces the goods or its parts to the customer under warranty by using his stock? I am distributor. I am replacing by using the stock which I already have. In that stock, I have already taken ITC. If I have taken ITC, then I have to consider it as deemed supply. That is explained in this point. See, entire point is revolving around same, the logic here. Okay. See, manufacturer then provides the said goods. See, if manufacturer replace the part, then there is no GST. What if manufacturer pays the amount, then there is GST. Okay. So this is explained in that 4 to 5 issues here. So you read that issue, the same point is given. Okay. More about this we will discuss in the next video. Okay. So trailer to the next video. So we are actually done with the supply. So these are the 5 issues. So we have to discuss about the 5 issues. Okay. Very simple point it is. So we'll meet again in the next video where I am going to give you the summary of all the 5 issues. So what has happened in the 5 issues? Just the summary. Immediately go to the next video and look at the summary of these 5 issues. Thank you so much. Bye.